Okay, so get this. You sent in a tutorial, right, for this web app. It's called Status Hoy Mismo.
Uh-huh.
And it's all about, like, simplifying customs procedures in Mexico.
Yeah.
Especially for importing vehicles.
Right.
I'm already kind of intrigued, honestly, by how it promises to, like, untangle what can be a super messy process.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, what's really cool is the focus on real-time tracking, you know?
Yeah.
Instead of, like, endless calls and waiting, imagine being able to see, like, exactly where your vehicle is in the whole import process.
Right.
What documents are needed, and when you can, like, realistically expect it to be completed.
Yeah.
It's like a breath of fresh air in a world of, like, total uncertainty.
It is. No more nail-biting or guessing games.
Exactly.
But, okay, let's back up for a sec.
Okay.
What exactly is Status Hoy Mismo?
Yeah.
And who benefits most from diving into this platform?
Yeah. So a Status Hoy Mismo is essentially a web platform that's specifically designed to kind of simplify and add transparency to the process of regularizing American vehicles that are imported into Mexico.
Okay.
And it benefits both the people importing the vehicles and Agencia Aduanal Hoy Mismo, who are handling the process.
Oh, so it's like a win-win situation.
Exactly. A win-win.
I like it. So can you give me some, like, concrete examples of how both sides actually benefit? Like, paint me a picture.
Sure. Let's say you're a client and you're importing a car.
Okay.
You're probably, like, anxious about the paperwork, the timelines, all that stuff.
Right.
With this platform, you can, like, log in and see exactly where your vehicle is, what documents are still needed,
All right.
get estimated completion dates, and even receive automatic notifications about any changes.
Wow.
It's like having a direct line of sight into the entire process.
Okay, so no more feeling lost in a bureaucratic black hole.
Exactly.
What about Agencia Aduanal Hoy Mismo? How does this platform make their lives easier?
Yeah. So on the agency side, a Status Hoy Mismo basically streamlines their entire operation.
Right.
They can manage client procedures more efficiently, keep communication crystal clear,
Right.
and it boosts their transparency by a mile.
Makes sense. It's like they're saying, hey, we've got nothing to hide. Here's exactly what's happening.
Exactly.
But how do people even get to this magical platform?
Yeah.
Is it buried somewhere on a government website?
No, not at all. You can actually access a Status Hoy Mismo directly through the Agencia Aduanal Hoy Mismo website.
Oh, okay.
It's actually the only web app of its kind that's specifically dedicated to tracking customs procedures.
Wow.
Which is pretty impressive.
Okay, so you don't have to jump through hoops to find it.
Nope.
That's good news. But what happens once you actually land on the platform? What can clients actually DO?
So first things first, clients need to register.
Okay.
It's super straightforward. And once you're in, you get a unique guide number sent to your email. And this number, along with your email address, becomes your key to unlocking all the features.
Got it.
And tracking your vehicle's journey.
So that guide number is like your golden ticket.
Exactly.
What kind of information can you see once you're in?
So this is where it gets really cool. The platform lays everything out in a really user-friendly way.
Okay.
And it's packed with features. Clients can check their procedure's current status,
Okay.
see which documents are pending, view estimated completion dates, and even receive those automatic notifications whenever there are any updates.
So you're always in the loop.
Always in the loop, you got it.
So it's like having a 247 digital assistant for your import.
Pretty much, yeah.
I bet that eliminates a ton of stress and uncertainty.
Absolutely. And one of the standout features is this interactive map.
Oh, tell me about that.
Clients can actually track the physical location of their vehicle in real time.
Wow.
Almost like having a GPS tracker specifically for your import.
That's awesome.
However, this feature is only available for clients who are using Hoy Mismo Paqueteria International Shipping Services.
Ah, so a perk for those using their shipping services.
All right.
Still pretty cool, though.
Yeah.
So we've seen how the clients benefit from a Status Hoy Mismo, but what about Agencia Aduanal Hoy Mismo themselves?
Right.
You mentioned it streamlines their workflow. Can you give us a peek behind the curtain?
Of course, yeah. The platform gives agency collaborators a dedicated section that basically turns their workflow into like a well-oiled machine.
Oh.
Imagine a central dashboard where they can manage all ongoing procedures, update statuses instantly, upload documents, generate reports,
Okay.
and even use an automatic reminder system.
That sounds like a dream come true for anyone who's ever been buried under a mountain of paperwork.
I know, right?
It's like a Status Hoy Mismo saying, hey, we'll handle the tedious stuff so you can focus on what matters.
Exactly. It's all about optimization and making those complex tasks, like, manageable.
Speaking of complex tasks, I'm curious, what does it look like for agency collaborators when they have to register a new procedure?
It's surprisingly straightforward, actually. They simply click on Nueva Guia, which opens up a really user-friendly form.
Okay.
From there, they assign a unique guide number, enter the client's information, input the vehicle data, and choose the specific type of procedure. For example, a Perdimento A3.
So similar steps to what the clients do, just with some added agency-specific details.
Oh, right. Exactly.
What happens next?
Once they've filled out the form, they attach any necessary documents like the title of ownership or, official identification.
Okay.
And after submitting the form, the start date and initial status of the procedure are automatically recorded.
Wow. So the automation here is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Less room for human error, and it keeps things moving smoothly.
For sure. It's technology streamlining processes.
It's a beautiful thing. Now, you also mentioned that Status Hoy Mismo has a database and CRM system.
Yeah.
Can you break that down for us and explain how it all fits into the bigger picture?
So this is where the platform's sophistication really shines.
Okay.
The base to Datos option acts as like an intelligent database, and it's powered by HubSpot.
HubSpot.
Yes.
Isn't that a big player in the CRM world?
Exactly. For those who aren't familiar with CRM systems, they're essentially designed to manage customer interactions and make business processes flow better.
Right.
HubSpot is seamlessly integrated into Status Hoy Mismo,
Oh, wow.
basically forming the backbone of the platform.
That's some serious integration. What kind of things can agency collaborators do within this database?
It gives them a real-time overview of everything.
Okay.
They can log in using their credentials, go to the Negocios en Curso section to see all pending procedures,
Okay.
and easily update the status of each one, just by clicking on the relevant option.
So no more sifting through mountains of files.
Exactly.
That's a win in my book. Are there any other, noteworthy features tucked away in the database?
Oh, yeah. There's more. The database comes loaded with, advanced features. For instance, there's an automatic reminder system that pops up if a procedure has been idle for more than 5 days.
Oh, that's super helpful.
Yeah.
No more cases slipping through the cracks.
Nope.
What else?
They can also generate all sorts of reports, like monthly reports in PDF or Excel format,
Okay.
which is incredibly useful for tracking progress and spotting any trends. And they can even track key metrics like the average processing time for each procedure
Okay.
and which documents tend to get rejected most often. This kind of information can be invaluable for optimizing their workflow.
Right.
And making the entire process even more efficient.
Data-driven decision-making. Love it.
I know, right?
But with all this, sensitive information being handled, what about security and privacy? I'd imagine that's a top concern.
You're absolutely right, and Status Hoy Mismo takes this very seriously.
Okay, good.
All data transmitted through the platform is protected using SSL technology,
Okay.
which encrypts the information.
Got it.
To make it virtually impossible for unauthorized access, think of it as a digital vault for your data.
Okay, that definitely puts my mind at ease. It's crucial to have that peace of mind when dealing with personal information and vehicle details.
Absolutely.
Are there any other security measures in place?
Yes. Clients can even request to have their data deleted once their procedure is completed, giving them even more control over their information.
That's a great feature. It shows that they're not just paying lip service to data protection, but actually giving users tangible options. Now, I heard that Status Hoy Mismo recently rolled out an optimized version of the platform. What new bells and whistles have they added?
They've really gone the extra mile to make the user experience even smoother.
Right.
One of the most notable additions is fingerprint access for mobile devices,
Really?
adding both convenience and an extra layer of security.
That's slick.
Yeah.
Logging in with a touch talk about making life easier.
For sure.
What other improvements did they make?
They've also implemented a responsive design, so the platform adapts seamlessly to different screen sizes and devices.
Okay.
Whether you're on a computer, tablet, or smartphone, you'll have a consistent and optimal experience.
Essential in today's world where everyone's on the go.
I know, right?
It makes the platform accessible no matter what device you prefer. Did they make any other changes?
Yeah, they've also honed in on making the platform even more user-friendly.
Okay.
The navigation is like super intuitive now with clear menus and labels.
Uh-huh.
And they've sped up loading times for a faster, more responsive experience.
It's like they took all the feedback to heart and made it their mission to create the ultimate user-friendly experience.
Yeah.
But no matter how polished a platform is, there are bound to be some hiccups along the way. Are there any common issues that users might bump into while using a status Hoy Mismo? And if so, are there any solutions in place?
You're right. Sometimes things don't go exactly as planned.
Right.
One of the most common issues users face is simply forgetting their guide number.
I can definitely see that happening. It's such a crucial piece of information.
Right.
But it's easy to misplace or forget if you're not using the platform regularly.
Totally. Luckily, there's a simple fix.
Okay.
If a user forgets their guide number, they can easily retrieve it by visiting a dedicated web page.
Okay, so there's a safety net for forgetful folks.
Uh-huh.
What about other common issues?
Another common issue is having trouble uploading documents.
Oh, yeah. I can imagine that being frustrating. What usually causes those problems, and how can users fix them?
Sometimes it's just a matter of file format compatibility.
Yep.
The platform accepts PDF, JPG, and PNG files.
Okay.
With a maximum file size limit of 10 millibytes per file.
Yeah.
So if you try to upload a different file type or exceed the size limit, you'll probably get an error message.
So pay attention to those file specifications, folks.
Yes.
What if a user has an essential document that's, over the size limit?
No worries. They have a backup plan for those, tricky situations.
Okay.
Users can always email the documents directly to the support team at soporte@estadoshoymismo.site.
So there's always a workaround.
Always.
It's good to know that they've anticipated these roadblocks and provided solutions for a smoother experience.
Definitely.
Before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, let's take a moment to recap the key benefits of a status Hoy Mismo.
Okay.
Both clients and Agencia at Hoy Mismo have a lot to gain from using this platform.
Right. For clients, it's all about transparency, convenience, and clear, organized information.
Right.
The automatic notifications are a game changer, too. It takes the stress and guesswork out of the entire import process.
It's like having a personal guide walking you through every step of the way. What about from the agency's perspective?
For Agencia Aduanal Hoy Mismo, it's about efficiency, saving time, improving communication, and boosting customer satisfaction.
Right.
It streamlines their operations and allows them to provide, a truly top-notch service.
I'm genuinely impressed by the level of thought and innovation behind this platform.
Yeah.
A status Hoy Mismo really seems like a game changer in the world of customs procedure.
Yeah, it really is.
And I'm excited to see how it evolves in the future. But we've covered a lot of ground already, so let's take a pause here.
I agree, yeah. We've explored some fascinating aspects of the platform. We'll pick up right where we left off in the next part of our deep dive. Until then, I encourage you to think about what we've discussed and consider the, bigger picture. Could platforms like a status Hoy Mismo be a model for streamlining other bureaucratic processes?
Ooh.
It's definitely a thought-provoking question.
It is. It is.
Yeah, it really is a thought-provoking question. I love, it's like these deep dives, they make you think about, the bigger picture and how things could be better, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
But before we get too deep into philosophical pondering, let's get back to a status Hoy Mismo.
Right.
I hear there's even more to explore, like a mobile app, online payment options, and even a review system. It's like they've thought of everything.
Yeah. You're right. We've only scratched the surface. The developers have created this whole ecosystem to support the entire vehicle import process. The mobile app, it's available for both iOS and Android.
Yep.
It lets users access the platform from anywhere, anytime, right? It puts all the information and tools they need right at their fingertips.
Talk about convenience. It's like having a virtual customs agent in your pocket.
Exactly.
And online payment options. That seems like a natural step to streamline things even further.
Absolutely. No more messing around with paper checks or having to make payments in person.
Right. Users can pay import duties directly through the platform, which saves everyone time and hassle.
Status Hoy Mismo seems to be all about efficiency and making things user-friendly. You also mentioned a review system.
Yeah.
What's the purpose of that?
Yeah. The review system gives clients a chance to, share their experiences with their customs agents.
Right.
It's a fantastic way to encourage good service and hold everyone accountable. Clients can, rate their agents and leave comments, which provides valuable feedback both for the agency and, potential future clients.
It's like a built-in quality control mechanism.
Yeah, exactly.
It helps ensure that everyone involved is striving to deliver the best possible experience.
Exactly.
I'm curious, though, what are some of the other common issues that users might run into? It seems like no system is ever completely foolproof.
You're right. There could always be unexpected hiccups. One issue we haven't touched on yet is document formatting.
Okay.
The platform is designed to work with specific file types, right, to ensure like smooth processing. That makes sense. So what file formats does HoyMismo support?
Yeah, so for uploading documents, HoyMismo accepts PDF, JPG, and PNG files.
Okay.
And there's also a file size limit to like keep things running efficiently.
I bet people get tripped up by that file size limit.
Yeah.
What is that?
It's 10 millibit
Okay.
per file.
Got it.
So if a user tries to upload something larger, they'll likely get an error message.
Okay. What's the workaround for that?
Instead of uploading through the platform, they can email the documents directly to the support team at soporte@estadoshuymismo.site.
Okay.
The team is like super helpful.
Okay.
And can assist with, those kinds of situations.
So there's always a human backup if technology hits a snag.
Yeah.
That's reassuring. Now, shifting gears a bit, you mentioned that HoyMismo has a mobile app.
Mm-hmm.
What are some of the advantages of like using the app versus the website?
So the app really shines when it comes to like convenience and accessibility, right? Imagine you're on the go.
Right.
And you need to like quickly check the status of your procedure or upload a document. You can do it all right from your phone wherever you are.
No more being chained to your computer. That's a huge plus.
Right.
Does the app have all the same features as the website? Or are there any differences?
So the app is designed to be like a mirror image of the website in terms of functionality.
Okay.
You can access all the same features from, tracking your vehicle's location to viewing documents,
right,
receiving notifications.
So it's like having the full power of the platform condensed into your pocket. That's pretty cool.
Exactly. And it goes beyond just replicating the website's features.
Okay.
The app actually leverages mobile-specific capabilities to enhance the user experience.
Oh, I'm intrigued. Tell me more. What kind of mobile-specific features are we talking about?
For example, the app utilizes push notifications to deliver like real-time updates so you never miss a beat even when you're like away from your computer.
Right.
It also integrates seamlessly with your phone's camera, allowing you to scan and upload documents directly from the app.
Talk about streamlining things.
Yeah.
No more scanning documents on a separate device.
Exactly.
It's all right there in the palm of your hand.
Yep.
I have to admit, I'm really impressed by how much thought has been put into making HoyMismo like accessible and user-friendly, both on the website and the app.
Yeah, they've definitely gone above and beyond.
They have. And speaking of going above and beyond, they've also integrated some features that like address some of the common concerns that people have when using online platforms.
Right.
Like what kind of concerns?
So, well, for example, many people are hesitant to make online payments.
Right.
Especially when it comes to something as important as import duties. They might worry about security or potential errors.
Right. That's understandable. It's a significant financial transaction, and people want to feel confident that their money's being handled securely.
Yeah.
So how does HoyMismo address those concerns?
Yeah. So they've implemented a multi-layered approach to security.
Okay.
Starting with data encryption.
Right.
Using SSL technology. This ensures that all sensitive information, including payment details, is transmitted securely.
Okay, so the data is protected during transmission. What about once it reaches their servers?
Yeah, so they also have robust security measures in place to protect data that's stored on their servers.
Okay.
Including firewalls, intrusion detection systems, and regular security audits.
Wow.
And to further enhance security, they offer two-factor authentication for user accounts.
Okay. That's reassuring to know.
Yeah.
It's good to see they're not cutting corners when it comes to protecting user data. But what about those potential errors you mentioned? How do they ensure that payments are processed correctly?
Yeah, so the platform is designed with multiple checks and balances built in to prevent errors.
Oh.
For example, before a payment is finalized, users are presented with a detailed confirmation screen showing the exact amount and the recipient. This gives them a chance to double-check everything before hitting, the submit button.
It's like a safety net to catch any potential mistakes.
Right.
Before they become a problem.
Exactly.
And what happens if, despite all these precautions, an error does occur?
They have a dedicated support team standing by to assist users with any payment-related issues.
Okay.
Whether it's a technical glitch or a simple mistake, their team can help resolve the issue quickly and efficiently.
It's good to know there's a human safety net in case something unexpected happens.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of the anxiety out of making online payments.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I'm curious about something else you mentioned earlier, the ability to track your vehicle's location in real time.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing, but I can imagine there might be some limitations or technical challenges involved in making that happen.
Right.
How exactly does that feature work? And what are some of the potential challenges they might face?
That's a great question. So the real-time tracking feature relies on, GPS technology, which is pretty standard these days. The challenge lies in ensuring that the GPS signal is, strong and reliable throughout the entire journey, especially when the vehicle is in transit.
I can see how that could be tricky.
Right?
Different areas might have varying levels of GPS coverage, and there's always the possibility of signal disruptions.
Right.
How do they mitigate those risks?
Yeah. So they've partnered with a leading GPS tracking provider that has a vast network of satellites and ground stations.
Wow.
Ensuring, maximum coverage and redundancy.
Okay.
And in the event of a signal loss, the system is designed to automatically reconnect as soon as the signal becomes available again.
So even if there's a temporary blip, the tracking will pick right back up.
Exactly.
That's reassuring. But what about the security aspect? I imagine that transmitting real-time location data could raise some privacy concerns.
Right.
How do they ensure that this information is protected?
Yeah, you're right. Data security is paramount. They've implemented several measures to safeguard location data.
Okay.
First, the data is encrypted both during transmission and storage.
Gotcha.
Second, access to the tracking data is strictly limited to, authorized personnel.
Right.
And they have a comprehensive audit trail to track, who accessed what information and when.
It sounds like they've taken a multi-layered approach to security, similar to their payment processing system.
Yeah, exactly.
It's good to see that they're taking data protection seriously across all aspects of the platform.
Right. They recognize that trust is essential, especially when dealing with, sensitive information.
Now, we've talked a lot about the features and functionalities of a status Hoy Mismo.
Yeah.
But I think it's important to step back and consider the bigger picture. This platform represents a significant shift in how customs procedures are handled.
Yeah.
What are some of the broader implications of this technology?
Right.
Both for the industry and for individuals.
That's a fantastic question. So Status Hoy Mismo is more than just a platform. It's like a catalyst for change.
I like how you phrase that, a catalyst for change.
Yeah.
It's not just about automating tasks. It's about reimagining the entire process.
Exactly.
What kind of impact do you see this having on the industry as a whole?
I think we'll see a ripple effect across the industry as other agencies and organizations recognize the, benefits of this technology.
Right.
And there will be a push towards adopting similar solutions to streamline their own processes and enhance customer experiences.
So it's almost like a domino effect of positive disruption.
Yeah.
And what about the impact on individuals? How do you think this technology will change the way people interact with customs procedures?
So for individuals, it's all about empowerment.
Okay.
Status Hoy Mismo puts the control back in their hands.
Right.
They're no longer in the dark waiting for updates or wondering what's happening.
Right.
They have access to real-time information, clear timelines, and a direct line of communication with their agents.
Yeah.
It takes a lot of the stress and uncertainty out of the process.
It's like going from a world of opaque bureaucracy to a world of transparency and efficiency.
Exactly.
It's a pretty remarkable shift.
Yeah.
And it makes you wonder, could this type of technology be applied to other areas of government interaction?
Yeah.
Could we see similar platforms emerging to streamline visa applications, tax filing, or even healthcare procedures?
Absolutely. The potential for positive disruption is enormous. Status Hoy Mismo is proof that technology can be harnessed to, make complex processes more accessible,
right,
transparent, user-friendly. And as more people experience the benefits of these solutions, there will be a, growing demand
right,
for similar innovations in other areas of our lives.
It's exciting to think about the possibilities.
Yeah.
But before we get carried away with visions of the future, let's bring things back to the present. We've covered a lot of ground today, exploring the ins and outs of a status Hoy Mismo. What key takeaways would you like our listeners to, walk away with?
I think the most important takeaway is that, technology is changing the game when it comes to interacting with government agencies.
Right.
As Status Hoy Mismo is a prime example of how innovative solutions can streamline processes, enhance transparency, and, empower individuals.
It's a reminder that we don't have to settle for archaic systems and frustrating experiences.
Exactly.
There are people out there developing innovative solutions.
Right.
And it's up to us to embrace these advancements and demand better from our institutions.
Absolutely. We have the power to shape the future of these interactions. And a Status Hoy Mismo is a shining example of what's possible.
Now, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive, I want to circle back to a point we touched on earlier, the importance of user feedback.
Yeah.
You mentioned that Status Hoy Mismo has a review system, but I'm curious to hear more about how they actually use that feedback to improve the platform.
So they take user feedback very seriously.
Okay, good.
They regularly monitor the reviews and comments left by clients, and they use that information to, identify areas for improvement. They actually have a dedicated team that analyzes the feedback.
Wow.
And uses it to inform their, development roadmap.
It's great to hear that they're not just collecting feedback for show, but actually using it to make tangible improvements.
Yeah, for sure.
What are some examples of changes they've made based on, user feedback?
So they've made a number of improvements based on user suggestions.
Okay.
For example, they recently redesigned the dashboard to make it more intuitive and user-friendly, right?
Right.
Based on feedback that the previously out was a bit confusing. They've also added new features, like the ability to schedule appointments online.
Okay.
Which was a frequent request from users who wanted to avoid having to, call the agency to book an appointment.
Right.
So, yeah.
It's a reminder that even the most well-designed platforms can always be improved. And user feedback is an invaluable tool for driving those improvements.
Exactly. They view user feedback as a gift, a way to learn and grow and make the platform even better.
Well, we've covered a lot of ground today exploring the features, benefits, and even the philosophical implications of a Status Hoy Mismo. It's been an enlightening journey, and I hope our listeners have gained a deeper understanding of how technology is shaping the future of customs procedures and beyond.
I agree. It's been a fascinating discussion, and I encourage our listeners to, continue exploring a Status Hoy Mismo on their own.
Yes.
Visit their website, download the app, and see for yourself how it can simplify your, vehicle import experience.
And don't forget to share your thoughts and experiences with us.
Yeah.
We love hearing from our listeners.
Yeah, for sure.
But for now, let's take another pause and pick up where we left off in the next part of our deep dive. So we've talked about a Status Hoy Mismo as this game changer, this glimpse into a more efficient future, right?
Mm-hmm.
But is it really living up to the hype? What are people actually saying about their experiences using it?
That's a great question. And the good news is that the feedback has been overwhelmingly positive. Both clients and agency collaborators are raving about how a Status Hoy Mismo has, simplified their lives.
Okay, that's encouraging to hear. But can you give me some specifics? What are people actually saying in these reviews?
Yeah, so clients are consistently praising the platform's transparency and ease of use. They love being able to track their vehicle's progress in real time and, get instant notifications about any updates. They also appreciate the convenience of having all the necessary information and documents readily available in one central location.
So it's eliminating that feeling of being lost in the process and not knowing what's going on.
Exactly, yeah. It empowers clients and gives them peace of mind. And for agency collaborators, they're thrilled with how a Status Hoy Mismo has streamlined their workflow and improved communication with clients. They no longer have to spend, hours on the phone answering status inquiries or chasing down documents.
Right. It sounds like it's freed up a lot of time and energy for them to focus on more important tasks.
Absolutely. They can now dedicate more time to, providing personalized support and guidance to clients, which ultimately leads to a better overall experience for everyone involved.
It's a win-win all around.
Yeah.
I'm curious, is there anything about a Status Hoy Mismo that people are not happy with? Are there any recurring criticisms or suggestions for improvement?
Well, there are always areas for improvement, and the status Hoy Mismo is no exception.
Right.
Some users have suggested expanding the language options beyond Spanish to accommodate a wider range of clients. They also mentioned that while the mobile app is excellent, it could benefit from a few additional features, like the ability to chat directly with a support agent.
So they're not resting on their laurels, but actively seeking ways to make the platform even better. That's encouraging to hear.
Exactly. Yeah, they're constantly iterating and refining based on user feedback. And that's what makes the status Hoy Mismo so promising. It's not a static solution. It's an evolving platform that's constantly being improved.
Speaking of evolution, I want to touch on something that's been on my mind throughout this whole deep dive.
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about the specific features and benefits of a status Hoy Mismo. But I think it represents something much bigger.
Yeah.
It's a sign that the world is changing, that technology is disrupting even the most traditional industries.
I completely agree. A status Hoy Mismo is like a harbinger of a future where technology empowers individuals and simplifies complex processes. It's paving the way for a more, transparent and efficient world where information is readily accessible.
Right.
And bureaucracy becomes less of a burden.
It's almost like a glimpse into a utopian future where everything just works seamlessly.
Right.
But in all seriousness, what kind of impact do you think this shift towards digital solutions will have on the customs industry specifically?
I think we're on the cusp of a major transformation.
Okay.
We'll see a move away from, paper-based processes and manual tasks towards fully digitized systems that automate workflows, improve accuracy, and enhance customer experiences.
It's fascinating to think about how this one platform could potentially have such a far-reaching impact.
I know, it's pretty amazing.
It's a reminder that innovation often starts small, but can have a profound effect on the world around us.
Absolutely.
And it's not just limited to the customs industry, right? We're seeing similar digital disruptions across a wide range of sectors, from healthcare to finance to education.
Yeah, totally.
It's a global trend that's reshaping the way we live and interact with the world.
It really is.
It's an exciting time to be alive, that's for sure.
It is. It is.
But before we get too carried away with futuristic visions, let's bring things back down to earth for a moment.
Okay.
We've covered a lot of ground today, delving into the intricacies of a status Hoy Mismo, exploring its features, benefits, and even its potential impact on the world.
Yeah.
As we wrap up our deep dive, what's the one key message you'd like to leave our listeners with?
If there's one thing I want our listeners to remember, it's this. Don't underestimate the power of technology to simplify your life. Embrace the innovations that are emerging and seek out solutions that make things easier.
Right.
And more efficient.
It's about taking control and demanding better experiences.
Yeah.
Whether it's, navigating customs procedures, filing taxes, or booking a doctor's appointment.
Absolutely. The future is digital. And the tools are out there. Status Hoy Mismo is just one example of what's possible when we harness the power of technology to create a better world.
Well said. And on that inspiring note, we'll wrap up our deep dive into a status Hoy Mismo. Hope you've enjoyed this journey into the world of digital customs procedures.
It's been a pleasure exploring this innovative platform with you, and we hope you found it informative and insightful.
As always, we encourage you to explore status Hoy Mismo further and see how it can simplify your vehicle import experience.
Yeah. And if you have any questions or thoughts, don't hesitate to reach out to us.
Yes.
We love hearing from our listeners.
Until next time, keep diving deep.
And stay curious.
Bye.